Hey Packers fans, we're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Green Bay Packers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Packers news. In what might become one of the most shocking storylines to come out of the NFL offseason, Green Bay is buzzing with whispers that wide receiver Romeo Doubs has reportedly stated behind closed doors that he will never again play alongside Christian Watson in a Packers uniform. While nothing has been officially confirmed by the organization, multiple locker room sources are hinting at growing tensions between the two young receivers, tensions that may have reached a boiling point during off-season workouts. For a team looking to build chemistry with quarterback Jordan Love, the idea of a fractured wide receiver room could spell serious trouble heading into training camp. Fans are stunned and insiders are scrambling to get more clarity. Is it just a moment of heat or something deeper and more permanent? One thing's clear. If there's any truth to this, the Green Bay Packers have a serious internal problem on their hands, and it's one that could derail a promising young offense before the season even kicks off. And let's be honest, where there's smoke in the NFL, there's almost always fire. Doubs might have drawn a line in the Lambeau snow, and there may be no going back now. So what could possibly have happened between Doubs and Watson to create such a divide? These two have been touted as the future of the Packers offense. Both young, both explosive, and both seemingly aligned in the mission to usher in a new era post-Aaron Rodgers. But behind the scenes, whispers are surfacing that it's more personal than professional. Reports from sources close to the team suggest repeated disagreements during team drills, conflicting views on route responsibilities, and even instances of on-field bickering that coaches try to brush off as healthy competition. The problem: that so-called competition appears to have festered into resentment. Doubs, who many feel has played the more consistent and durable role, might be feeling overshadowed by the attention Watson receives for his athleticism, despite missing time due to injuries. If Doubs truly uttered those words, "never again," it tells us this isn't just about football. This could be about trust, respect, and pride. And in a league where chemistry is everything, especially with a young QB like Jordan Love, that kind of emotional fracture can have serious consequences when Sundays roll around. Packers fans are already dissecting every video, every sideline interaction, and every post-game interview for clues. Did Doubs ever look frustrated after a Watson target? Was there ever a game where body language told a story the box score didn't? The speculation has exploded across social media, with threads stretching into the thousands on Reddit and X, formerly Twitter, as fans attempt to decode what's really going on inside that locker room. One user claimed they noticed Doubs avoiding Watson entirely during joint practices last season. Another pointed out a brief, seemingly tense exchange on the sideline during the Packers game against the Lions in Week 14, a moment many overlooked at the time, now being viewed under a Shuei microscope. There's even talk that Doubs has removed or limited content related to Watson from his social media accounts, though that's harder to confirm. Whether any of this amounts to anything concrete remains to be seen. But in today's NFL, perception often becomes reality, especially when those perceptions go viral. And in Green Bay, that reality might be threatening to crack open a locker room that was supposed to be unified around a shared mission. What complicates the issue further is Christian Watson's injury history. While undeniably talented, Watson has struggled to stay on the field for significant stretches since being drafted. That inconsistency has not only impacted the Packers' offensive rhythm, but has also reportedly caused frustration among teammates who feel they've had to carry a heavier load in his absence. Doubs, known for his toughness and availability, may feel he's been overlooked or underappreciated while constantly stepping up when Watson couldn't suit up. One source close to the situation even hinted that Doubs made a sarcastic remark during team meeting suggesting he was tired of babysitting a first-round pick with glass ankles. Whether that quote is entirely accurate or just locker room gossip, it certainly captures the vibe many believe exists between the two receivers. These subtle jabs, some vocal, some nonverbal, are like poison in a team environment, especially when you're trying to build trust. And in Green Bay, trust is gold right now. With a young quarterback or no veteran pass catchers to mediate, a fractured wide receiver core could sabotage an otherwise promising rebuild. And this might not be about who's right. It might be about what's left when the damage is done. If head coach Matt LaFleur knows about the tension, he isn't showing it publicly. In his latest press conference, he offered praise for both Doubs and Watson, calling them core pieces of the offensive strategy going forward. But even that has sparked debate. When asked if he sees them both as long-term starters together, LaFleur hesitated for a split second, just long enough to fuel the theory that he's aware of the rift and is trying to manage it internally. The front office has also stayed quiet, which in itself is telling. Historically, when rumors like this surface in Green Bay, the organization is quick to shut them down, unless they're grappling with something bigger than PR. The silence speaks volumes. And then there's Jordan Love, the man caught in the middle. For a young quarterback trying to find his voice as a leader, this kind of locker room drama is a nightmare. He needs chemistry, he needs trust, and above all, he needs stability among his pass catchers. If Doubs and Watson are truly at odds, Love might be forced to choose sides, or worse, lose both. That's a brutal position for any QB, let alone one with so much to prove. And let's not forget, NFL locker rooms are pressure cookers. With egos, contracts, and playing time all in constant flux, it doesn't take much to spark lasting animosity. Sources claim that tensions between Doubs and Watson have been building since their rookie seasons, and that competition for targets may have started friendly, but slowly devolved into something much more toxic. There was even an alleged heated exchange during the team's loss to the Buccaneers, where Watson reportedly questioned Doubs' route running mid-game, prompting Doubs to respond with expletives that teammates had to de-escalate. Coaches downplayed the incident at the time, but looking back, it might have been the turning point. When two players who are supposed to grow together instead start tearing each other down, it's a recipe for dysfunction. The Packers are known for keeping drama in-house, but if this story continues to gain traction, they may be forced to address it publicly. For now, all we have are rumors, but they're growing louder by the day. And for a team banking on its young stars, this could turn from bad chemistry to a full-blown locker room divorce if not handled quickly and carefully. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. On this video, your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The fans, understandably, are split. Some are rallying behind Doubs, praising his grit, work ethic, and consistency. Others defend Watson, pointing out that his explosive playmaking ability is a rare asset that can't be taught. The truth, likely, lies somewhere in between, but the division among the fan base mirrors the supposed division within the team. Packers Nation is passionate, loyal, and deeply invested in the team's future. But they're also realists. They know a fractured locker room won't survive a grueling 17-game schedule, especially in a competitive NFC North. Calls to trade one of the receivers are growing louder in online circles, with some suggesting the Packers should cash in on Watson's upside before his value drops due to injury concerns or locker room drama. Others argue Doubs' reliability and chemistry with Jordan Love make him the more irreplaceable asset. It's a brutal debate, and one that may be creeping into the front office boardroom as well. For now, both players remain on the roster. But if Romeo Doubs truly said what he's being rumored to have said, the clock may already be ticking on this tandem's time in Green Bay. What's perhaps most surprising is how sudden this all feels, at least to the outside world. Publicly, there haven't been many red flags. Doubs and Watson have always spoken respectfully in media appearances, praised each other's growth, and appeared on good terms. But as we all know, what's said in front of cameras is often miles apart from what's felt behind the scenes. The NFL is a game of narratives, and the one emerging now is deeply troubling for the Packers. If two of your most promising young talents can't find a way to coexist, it forces the organization into impossible choices. Do you try to mediate and force them to make peace? Or do you cut your losses, trade one, and hope the locker room heals? Neither option is ideal, and all of this couldn't come at a worse time. The Packers are finally stepping into a new identity post-Rodgers with a young QB and a fresh vision. This was supposed to be the year of cohesion, of building, something from the ground up. Instead, it's starting to feel like the foundation is already cracked. And it all may have started with 7 simple but nuclear words. I'll never play with him again. Of course, it's important to remember that in the NFL, things change fast. A dramatic off-season feud can disappear overnight with a few touchdown passes and some winning streaks. Sometimes players patch things up. They talk, they apologize, they move on. Could that happen here? Possibly. Maybe Doubs was speaking out of frustration. Maybe Watson never even heard the comment. Or maybe this whole thing is being blown out of proportion by media and fans desperate for storylines in the off-season lull. But if history tells us anything, where there's tension in a locker room, it usually finds its way to the field. Miscommunications, lack of effort, body language, it all bleeds into Sundays. And if the Packers don't get in front of this now, it could haunt them all year long. The best case scenario? Cooler heads prevail. LaFleur gets them in a room and they hash it out. Worst case, one of them is gone by week 1, and you can bet 31 other teams are watching closely, wondering if there's blood in the water and talent up for grabs. If a trade does come into the conversation, you have to wonder who the Packers would move, if anyone. Christian Watson, despite the injuries, still holds high draft pedigree and that electrifying vertical threat. He's the kind of player a team like the Chargers or Colts might drool over, especially if they're looking to add speed. On the other hand, Romeo Doubs offers sure hands, durability, and a more polished route tree. He might be more plug and play for a team like the Patriots or the Titans who crave reliability. The market for both would be active. But would the Packers pull the trigger this close to training camp? It would send shockwaves through the league and signal that internal culture matters more than upside. Or maybe this is all calculated. Maybe Green Bay is leaking just enough info to see what interest they can stir before making a final call. Either way, things feel fragile in Titletown. The kind of fragile that either results in a breakthrough or a total breakdown. The kind where you don't even realize the moment everything changed until it's too late. And if Romeo meant what he said, maybe that moment has already come and gone. What remains now is anticipation and silence. The kind of silence that screams louder than any press release. As the team begins to ramp up for camp, eyes will be glued to every rep, every route, and every glance between Doubs and Watson. If they're lined up on opposite sides of the field, will they even speak? Will Jordan Love be able to balance the tension, or will it show in his decisions? The NFL is built on storylines, and right now Green Bay is living through one of the juiciest. 2 rising stars, 1 fractured bond, and a team stuck in the middle. No one knows what happens next. But if this rumor is even half true, it could redefine the Packers season and maybe their future. 1 team, 2 egos, and only 1 football to go around. Will it end in reconciliation or separation? As always in this league, time will tell. But if Romeo Doubs has already made up his mind, then the end may already be written. The locker room may never be the same again. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Green Bay Packers, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.